And we are live Wednesday, January the 14th. Peace and blessings to all the good folks out there, especially my Eagles fans. We got some breaking news coming through the wires today. So I want to get to it. Josina Anderson just reported, right? Here's what she put. A league source also just told me initial talks with Eagles offensive coordinator candidates. Their camps have gone well. Adding the feedback has been wanting to have questions Assange on complete autonomy over the offense, similar to what Kellen Moore enjoyed when he was in Philly. Those concerns were met with responses ensuring an elite candidate should not anticipate any interference. Any interference. My boy Carlos, what up? Meaning, Nick, get your hands off of this. Now, he's the head coach, right? And I want to kind of clarify things because he's always going to have his hands on it. But let's say if I'm a head coach, right? And I do coach football, and I was a head coach, right? Last year I coached defense. If I got coaches under me and I put you in a position, I'm trusting you. I am trusting you. What up, y'all? What up? I am trusting you. I am trusting you in all moments to deliver. I might come in and have a little suggestions here and there, but for the most part, it's like on the job, same thing. You know, you got a supervisor, but you got to do your thing. Your supervisor come in and give you different things and advise here, but at the end of the day, you on your own. When the supervisor go home, you rocking out. Just the same thing here. So it's a good thing, I think, because I think that what the Eagles kind of realize is that whenever the Eagles have had competent coordinators that can kind of do their own thing, that you ain't have to hold their hand, like Kevin Patullo, they went to the Super Bowl and they won one Super Bowl and they had a Super Bowl MVP. So that's just easy. Bring somebody in here who knows what the hell that they're doing. Bring somebody in here, right? Who, and it's the thing, I'm listening to a lot of people talking, and obviously it wasn't just Kevin Patullo. There were issues with the offense execution, the offensive line, drop passes, everything. It was a lot of issues. However, it was something that was ongoing. Now, this particular game, I don't think all the blame was on Kevin Patullo, but there's some games that it was. It's your job as an offensive coordinator that if your team is struggling, it's just like basketball or baseball. Find something, a play, or something to get your team out of this funk. Find something they're all comfortable with. Find something your quarterback can do. Get them, short passes to get them going again. Don't just be stagnant. You can't just be stagnant and not. And we know Nick gave up play calling duties for a reason. Now, there's a lot of questions about whether or not Kellen Moore was calling Nick's plays. I don't know. Some of the plays that I seen Kellen Moore do, I know that weren't Nick Sirianni's plays. So I'm thinking it was maybe a mixture of both. Because even a couple plays I stole from Kellen Moore for my team last year. You know what I mean? That play that Saquon scored on against the Packers when he came out the wheel route against the out of the backfield, I used that joint. And it was always open. That wasn't Nick shit. So this is great news, man. And I'm gonna put this back on the screen. They're letting people know, because when the candidates are out there, the question right now is whether or not this is attractive, if this is a good job. So they have to put it out there. Like, if you come over here, you're not going to be running Nick's offense. You can do what you want to do. Bring your playbook in and let's do what you want to do. And that's going to make it even more attractive, because I wouldn't want to, I get you want a job. But if I got a whole playbook that I've been cultivating, updating every year, I don't want to come in and run some stale ass offense. I want to come in and bring my philosophy in. So the Eagles are putting it out there. Yeah. Right. They're putting it out there. Okay. Come in and do your thing. And I think that's very, very good. And I'm happy and I'm excited about that. Right. Let me go to a couple comments real quick. Good evening, Kim Alfredo. I was just about to tell you. Shout out to you, Alfredo. Appreciate that. Damon. What up? No, I seen it, but I didn't really. It didn't compute. It didn't compute. It didn't. I you know how you see something, I kind of skimmed through it. I'm like, hold on, I got to say something about this real quick. Let me go to Carlos. Right. We knew this. They told Nick, if you want to keep your job, you got to relieve KP of his duties, and the next OC have all creative control over the next offseason. Absolutely. There's no reason with this talent. There's no way with this talent that we can't score 25, 26, 30 points a game. It's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. And I think everybody's to blame. If someone's on a quarterback, someone's on a receiver, someone's on the offensive line, someone's on Saquon. But the most of it, in my opinion, is on the coordinator. Because when things get rough, and too many times Kevin Buttulo was out schemed. Too many times he didn't know what to do. It wasn't horrible. He wasn't horrible because sometimes he put players in position and they dropped the ball. I'll concede to that. We all seen that. But it's too many times when he didn't have an answer. And I think Nick kept giving him string, like, all right, I think he's going to let my man get it. And he never could get it. And on Saturday or Sunday, it was a microcosm of the whole season. Come out doing our look. Because, San Fran scored. We come back. I think we match him. The clown, Jake Elliott, Missy Elliott misses an extra point. And after that, it was like stale. Like nothing. Right? All we needed was one. When it was 13-10, all you need is one touchdown. Is the game over. And we had the ball 2 times with 50 yards to go. You mean to tell me you can't come up with nothing? Multiple plays? Nothing? That's why he had to go. He had to go. Alfredo, I don't want Nick's hands on nothing. The scheme is played out and stale. Absolutely. Because when teams are going to run that cover 2, right? And they're going to do what Eagles do to people. And it's all underneath shit. They just sitting on routes. You see it. They sitting on routes, and everybody is bringing either a safety and a linebacker in the box, or they act like they're dropping them in the box. They're muddying shit up for the run because they know Jalen's not going to run. You know what? Know who's kind of one of the teams that did this very well? The Bum Manders did this that game when Jalen Hurts went out injured. They had Bobby Wagner and that clown Frankie Louvu. Dirty Frankie Louvu, right? And that old man, Bobby Wagner. Remember the team we put out last year? 50-50 burger and won the Super Bowl? Yeah, you ain't forget, right? Remember, I think Saquon had like almost 100 yards in the first quarter. The rest of the game, he might have got like 20, maybe 30. This is what teams started doing because Kevin Buttulo's not having Jalen run. Call some design runs, 3 or 4 of them to keep them. Even if it's like, all right, Jalen, I don't want you to really get hit. Slide or something if you're about to get hit or go down. But let's keep, the threat of the run. Defense never feared that. So they were able to crash and muddy the holes up in the line of scrimmage for Saquon. On top of the offensive line being trashed this year. I even hear people trying to give the offensive line excuses. Hell no. There's too many times Saquon ran the ball and it was right on top of him. Inexcusable. Nick needs to go. A lot of people want Nick Sirianni gone. A lot of people want him gone, man. Alfredo, I get there were issues with the O-line. If you can't call plays and adjust the sequence, the blame was on you. Absolutely. There's plenty of teams out here with shit offensive lines. Look at the Bengals. It's more teams with bad offensive lines than good offensive lines. But the offensive coordinator finds a way, whether it be quick passes, bootlegs, whatever you got to do. Now we get into the quick game. We doing screens. We don't whatever you got to do, right? Eagles just went out there, and this is indicative of Saquon saying it and Devontae saying it. They did the same thing they did last year, and they thought it was going to work. They thought they were going to be able to steamroll people and I don't blame them because you don't anticipate your offensive line playing like this. And this whole thing about them being injured, obviously it was injured, but worn out from last year is crazy to me, man. But then I started giving a little bit of thought, and I'm like, damn, how many teams are actually in the playoffs that went deep into the playoffs? Like, think about all the four remaining teams. The Bum Manders, who we murdered sent them back to DC, right? The Chiefs ain't in the playoffs. Detroit ain't in the playoffs, right? Baltimore's not in the playoffs. Who else? The only one is Buffalo, I think, that went deep into the playoffs last year, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's somebody else that went second round or more. So maybe there is some truth to this wear and tear thing. We saw the Commanders just was ass. We knew that, though. We knew the Commanders was just, it was a lucky season for them bums. And they overachieved, and they was going back down to mediocrity. And it's going to be the same thing again this year coming up. It's going to be between the Giants and Eagles this year. The Cowboys suck too. You watch me. I think the Giants are going to get Harbaugh. But that's another story. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story. You know? Carlos Rosado. KP problem was situational in-game adjustments that killed us. Absolutely. It was, like, you're right, because it wasn't the fact, like, his scripted and his plan coming out was awesome. But great coaches are going to adjust quickly. And it doesn't take them to halftime to do it. It's not like it's one guy. They're guy. You see those guys up in the booth that's got their pens and pencils, and what the hell you think they're doing? You think they're up there playing tic-tac-toe? No. Those are guys that are getting data. Those are guys that are looking for tendencies. Those are guys that's trying to find something innovative and things that they could do, keeping data on how to beat your ass. And it's about 6 or 7 of them up there. So teams are going to adjust quickly. They all got headsets on and they're all talking. Oh, yo, man, try this because dude over here is getting blown up. All right, let's go to this safety because every time we do this, he goes down here and does. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. And Kevin just didn't have that knack. And it didn't matter. I was getting tired of people saying, oh, it's Nick's offense, it's Nick's play. It doesn't matter. You could put me in the kitchen with a top chef. You give us all the same ingredients. I guarantee you his shit going to be 10 times better than my shit because you know how to cook. It's about sequencing, and Jalen Hurts mentioned that. It's about knowing what to call, what not to call, how to set up this play to get to this play. Sometimes you might call a play or two just to, see what somebody's going to do. But then you go to something else to catch him. But since he's so young, and I believe that Kevin Patullo at a point in time could grow and be a great coordinator. It just won't be with the Philadelphia Eagles. He might be great one day, but we don't need that. We don't need a baby, yo. We need a full-grown man at the helm with this team because the Super Bowl window is open. And that's what hurts me the most about this year. I know we could have won the Super Bowl this year if we had competency, a competent offensive coordinator, if our line played better, if our receivers wanted to catch the ball, if we executed on plays that were there for us to execute on. That's what hurts the most. But let me go to a couple more comments, yo. Most if not all is on the OC and the head coach. Nick should have been on top of this for maybe bye week. But you can't get rid of the offensive coordinator, though. He maybe could have took place calling from him, right? And he could have did it in a way that nobody even knew it. I mean, they would have found out eventually, obviously, because they would have saw him calling the plays, but that's his homie. So I don't fault him for that. I really don't fault him for that. If you guys are in here listening, man, please hit the thumbs up, hit the like on the video. Nick Sirianni, I got you, Reginald. Nick Sirianni has been told hands off the offense. Reginald Walker, everybody's getting too comfortable blaming Jalen Hurts. But the real thing is, to us being eliminated was the poor coaching done by Kevin Patullo. I'm so glad he's gone. Absolutely. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do, to blame Jalen and talk about this and talk about that. But Jalen beat it. He whooped everybody's ass. He routinely whoops all the top quarterbacks. And even this whole debate about Purdy and Jalen Hurts. Purdy, and I'll say this again, when he went to the Super Bowl, CMC, Debo, Ayuk, Kittles, who am I missing? Juszczyk, Jennings, on defense, Warner, Bosa, all them guys, they had Hargrave, they had Chase Young. I'm probably missing some guys on both sides. And they couldn't beat that same Kansas City Chiefs teams that we destroyed, that we murdered, that we massacred. We took their head off. So how come Purdy couldn't get it done with those weapons? Equal. That's equal to what the Eagles got. If not, probably even a better roster. If not equal, the offensive line was good. You got Trent Williams, right? All pro edges, all pro line, all pros on every level. Diamador Lenore. They had another corner that went somewhere else. Safeties out of this world. How come Purdy couldn't get it done? How come Mr. Limited Jalen Hurts that don't do this, don't do that, got it done? So that, to me, that kills that debate way better than Purdy. Next. Kills that debate. Alfredo goes and puts, I want a new wide receiver coach too. Moorhead's time is up after Schefter report. What makes me think with that report, the new OC is bringing some guys. Yeah, he can bring some guys in. The only guy that might not be out of there maybe is a running back coach and Stoutland. But it's going to be a bounce back year for the offensive line. And I would like to see them go in and maybe get a guard this year, a right guard. And if Lane, a right guard be crazy right now. Mekhi back to come back, One thing I blame Jalen. One thing I blame Jalen is not running or changing plays when he needs to. Well, you know what? The issue with that is the play is coming in so late. You look at a lot of times, and I don't know if they do this on purpose. It's not a lot of times to audible, to motion, or none of that. So that's something that they got to work on and get that play out. That's why Kingsbury might not be a bad, because they do the no huddle offense, and I don't know how that will work with us, but that no huddle gives you time, to change up things, to motion, and to, see what's really going on. Rashid, salute, brother. We'll be back in the Super Bowl next season if we get it better. Absolutely. We already know what it is. Like I said, bro, we've been there. What else we got? Jalen wanted to be aggressive since the Rams game, and it even showed more on the last episode of. Yeah, you're right. And again, God, this whole philosophy is Nick Sirianni's philosophy. How could you argue with him? They're like 42-3 when they win a turnover battle. With that being said, I think that they have to begin to open. We know that Jalen can pass the ball all over. I mean, he scored 55 points against the Commanders, right? 40 against the Chiefs, which was a great defense, right? He had the only perfect passer rating against Flores's defense, which was ranked number 2 passing defense at the time. Only perfect pass rating this year. The only one. So we know what he can do. He just needs an offensive coordinator that's going to accentuate his talents. He needs an offensive coordinator that's going to do what he loves and get people open. Because I think when this happens, when we get the right guy, whether it be McDaniels, Clint, Dable, and I haven't really decided who I want yet, his offense is going to be explosive. It's going to be explosive. We're going to run right through the NFL again. And y'all see that clip when Jalen said we'll be back? We know that. See, we're not like other guys. We're not like the Jaden Daniels or the Dak Prescotts or these other guys. Like, we bowdy, bro. We've been to 2 bowls already. We already got one. Right? We already know what it is when we go down one season. We know what our GM going to do. We know what our quarterback is built like. We know what our defense about to be like. We know what it is next year. We got a little extra rest. These guys is going to be hungry. And I feel sorry for the Commanders. I feel sorry for the Cowboys. I feel sorry for the Giants. I feel sorry for anybody who gets in the way of this steamroll coming next year. I feel sorry for y'all. I do. I really do. Man, what's up with your man Shady? Oh, man, I did a video on him yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Straight up clown. Shady's a clown, man. You see Brandon Graham got at him, though. BG got at him. Definitely BG definitely got at him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's corny, bro. I think that's very, very corny. And yeah, it's just corny. It's just corny. Function. As much as I crashed out on AJ Sunday, we needed that L because they didn't look hungry wild card weekend. Absolutely. A couple people pointed that out. They were kind of treating it like it was just like week 10 or something like that. You know? They catches that these guys make routinely. And that's the thing. Like at the beginning of the year, I routinely said on the show, I said, I don't think we're gonna go back and win the Super Bowl as much as I wanted us to. I'm shit. If it happened, it happened, right? I said because too much things gotta go right. Like if this is last year, AJ don't drop that pass. Devontae don't drop that pass. We not in these situations. We're blowing teams out. We're putting them away. So that's what happens. Like with football, like sometimes this ain't always your year, but next year you get the refresh, a reprieve. We know how to do it. We still one of the top teams in the NFL, right? And we're gonna be right back in the hunt next year. We'll be right back in the hunt, and that for us is a good thing as fans. So this offseason, we're gonna stay busy. We're gonna stay focused. We ready to kick some ass. But you're right though. You're right, Function. Brock Purdy without Shanahan will be like Stevie Wonder. Yeah, Brock Purdy, he's just average for real, for real. He had 3 turnovers that game. Don't let a good OC stay and have Jalen actually master the offense. Oh, yeah. Oh, and that's the thing. People try to use that against him. I think that shows how much more amazing he is, that every year he's had different offensive coordinators. And 2 of those times he's been to the Super Bowl, outplayed the best quarterback, they saying probably in history behind Tom Brady, outdoed him twice, and walked away with a Super Bowl MVP. That's why they hate the man so much, because everybody wants to joke about him running this and that. But when a team play Jalen Hurts, they get destroyed. I remember the Commanders last year. Oh, make Jalen pass the ball. Oh, make Jalen. What? Y'all couldn't stop him. He was murdering y'all last year. And that's in the history books. That can never be reversed. I could go put that game on right now and watch the misery. The Commanders can't put a game on like that for us. The Cowboys can't put a game. The Giants can't put a game on like that for us. All they can see, all they know is us beating their fucking ass in the biggest games of the year. When it matters the most, we murder them. We kill them. And so what I noticed, I seen that everybody wants us to fall, but they can't. It's like if the bully beat everybody's ass and you can't beat him, but when somebody else beat them, you're going to rejoice. That's fine. That's the way this thing go. I know how it go. But just know you couldn't do it. Just know you couldn't beat the Broad Street Bully. Because when you tried, we choked your ass out and sent you back to D.C. We choked your ass out and sent you back to New York. We put you on a full Nelson and sent your ass back to Dallas. Remember that. You couldn't do it, though. Remember that. We got next here. Say anyone know about this OC that Chargers? Yeah, Greg Roman from Jersey. Good coordinator. Greg Roman's a guy that will stay. He wouldn't be going anywhere. Guy like Cliff Kingsbury, Daboll, Daniels, they probably out of here if we have success, slight success. They're out of here, which is going to be a revolving door. But I feel like if we get one of those big names, we going back to we winning the Super Bowl straight like that. Our defense ain't going nowhere. Our offense ain't really going nowhere. Now the AJ situation is something we're gonna have to monitor to see how that goes, because the questions are going to be: can we get back to the Super Bowl without AJ Brown? That's gonna be the question. D Brave, I appreciate you. Next season, I want the 49ers against when we get back. Can't lie. Yeah, I wanted the Bears, man. I ain't gonna lie. The 49ers, whatever. Like they probably, if they went, they gonna get their ass kicked by Seattle. Don't worry. We're gonna have a last laugh. But I appreciate that, D Brave. Adding to my elite Eagles Yeah, appreciate you. Function. Shady. Slowly erasing his own legacy for lack of respect for Jalen and new Eagles teams. No loyalty And all his comments will haunt him the next year and beyond because he's not credible anymore. Yeah, you know what? It's very sad. It's just sad that Shady would do something like that, right? It's like, excuse me, if it's kids and stuff, sorry, it's whole shit. I know one guy was like, the show is great, but stop cussing. I'll try, but it's whole shit. It's like, what are you trying to accomplish? They really can't do that. They really can't. And what makes it weird is that you had plenty of quarterbacks who preferred not to have motion and things like that. Peyton Manning being one of them. And he was one of the most cerebral. Some quarterback, everybody likes different things. So why attack the man as if he did not win with his style? If he did not go to 2 Super Bowls, if he's not like a 70% passer from the pocket with his style, we can't pass. Like football is about passing and running. Whatever you can do better, you do it. And that's the part I didn't like because it wasn't fair. If somebody comes with fair criticism, cool. Right? Cool. I'll at least say it to the man's face. But you up here on the show with that clown Care Bear and Ocho, who is so sometimey, he's fraud too. He's trying to act like he's playing the devil's advocate. Well, Shady, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. You got Care Bear in the background. Shut the fuck up. Excuse my language. Like, y'all some cornballs, man. And really, the city needed to just own him, at least boom, when he come back to the city. Because with all that being said, it's like, yo, what did y'all do? When I hear Hugh Douglas talking, when I hear Jason Avant, I'm like, I wish when y'all was playing, old players would critique y'all bums. Because y'all didn't do shit when y'all was here. Y'all didn't accomplish shit. Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, Macklin, Stellick. Y'all ain't do shit. This high-powered offense nobody has seen before. The defense flying all over the place and all the people y'all had. Y'all did not do anything for the city, but a couple little stats here or there. People was calling y'all the dream team, so I don't know if it comes from the anger, the hate, the envy, because y'all couldn't get it done. Because Saquon is better than you now. Because Jalen and his guys that's supposed to be so limited actually brought it home. It got to be a little envy there. Like, damn, how this man do it? It got to be that, bro. And that's the part I don't respect about Shady. I don't respect that. Avant was critical. Yeah, Avant's a little bit more fair. But they all be trying to like take their little shots and shit. All of them, not all of them, but most of them. Especially I call him Ho Douglas. Oh, on the only common denominator is Jalen Hurts. We keep switching offensive coordinators. That will be credible. That will be true if he wasn't winning and going to the Super Bowl twice. You're acting like it's a bad thing that we're switching. We're switching because we're winning, you dummy. And two of these guys got head coaching jobs. 2 in the last 4 years got head coaching jobs because we went to the Super Bowl. And other guys, they were out of there because they couldn't reach that level that we know our team. Think about it. Our level is Super Bowl. Win a Super Bowl. If you don't get there, if you fall short in the wild card round like we did those 2 years they were going, your ass is out of here. I ain't got a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. So that's the part. It's like, come on, man. Yeah, come on. Barkley going to surpass Shady. Yeah, for sure. And now you kind of wonder, you think, I would love to talk to Chip Kelly. What made you get rid of Shady McCoy? It had to be something for a guy that talented to get him up out of here. But then I know from people who used to be at the nightclubs, shitting on McNabb, shitting on his quarterbacks, why he was playing with him. So that's the kind of guy that he is. Right? Shady. So he's sitting up on the show. Him and Deshaun. What happened to him and Deshaun's John's joint? It would have flopped. They show. So now you go up, you piggyback off a Fox show, whatever. Now you're on Ocho doing your thing with Clown Bear over there. and every subject matters about the Eagles. I didn't hear anybody talk about Herbert 0-3 in the playoffs. Anybody talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers collapsing? Anybody talk about Patrick Mahomes not making the playoffs? Anybody talk about Lamar Jackson not making the playoffs? All teams. Did anybody talk about Jalen Daniels regressing? Anybody talk about the Bummanders with Super Bowl aspirations, winning like 4 or 5 games? You don't hear no big subject about that. But it's all Eagle, Jalen. Jalen, Eagle, Jalen. You know? Kellen Moore was on the chopping block. He will never be a head coach without Jalen's championship. Right. Dak had Kellen Moore, couldn't do nothing, but Jalen got him a Super Bowl. I don't hear nothing, Cowboy fan. That's what I'm talking about. And Dak had that's what I keep saying. And everybody talk about it. Where the fuck is that super team at now that we won with? Where they at now? But anyway, Dak had loaded rosters. Purdy had loaded rosters. It took, what's my man's name and the Rams? It took him like 10, 12 years to win some shit. Lamar had loaded rosters. Right? These people had, go back and look. I'm not just making this shit up. Why couldn't they get it done? They're so much better than Jalen. They can do all this stuff. They can process. Their arm, they're cerebral. Where are the championships? Where are the appearances? Where they at? Why couldn't nobody else get past Mahomes but Jalen? Burrow couldn't do it. Allen couldn't do it. Lamar couldn't do it. But Mr. Limited, as they call him, Jalen Hurts, whooped Patrick Mahomes' ass, outdoed him, not running, but passing the football. Passing the football. Come on, man. I'm not just making this shit up. They can't explain the reason why Jalen keeps winning, so they got to hate. Yep. He be eating him up inside. And they keep moving the goalposts. And if he wins, oh, well, he got this. He got that. Well, how come Dak didn't win with this and that? How come Lamar didn't win with this and that? How come Allen didn't win with this and that? How come Herbert didn't win with this and that? We can do that too. Oh, he got him, well, he been carried. Well, how come these other guys can't do it though? Why? They got better coaches, supposedly. They got a stacked roster. How come Jared Goff couldn't do it with Detroit? Did you see that roster? All that prolific passing. Oh, my God, 400 yards a game. Just Ben Johnson scheming up the thing. Oh, why couldn't they beat the Bummanders last year? Don't tell me because of injuries, because they should have won that game for real, with the injuries. Why couldn't Shanahan, Mr. God himself, do it with a stacked roster? So don't just tell me it's about the talent and this and that. No, you need a Michael Jordan motherfucker at quarterback, like Jalen is. Yeah, I said it. Let me read this one. I'm about to get up out of it. 50 people in the building. Let's get 50 likes. Deshaun Jackson got smart and had to make a move on Shady. Jackson's action making waves in football. Shady got post Eagles was doing nothing. Burger with cheese. Yeah. I know. I was just kind of, taking a little, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. He definitely is. Shout out to D-Jack. Shout out to D-Jack doing his thing out in Delaware State. Shady was ring chasing. Jared Goff couldn't do it with McVay or Johnson. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I be talking about. Like, these dudes be trying to run their mouth, man. They be trying to come at my guy, and I don't like that, bro. I'm always going to defend him because all he does is win. Yeah, he had a little minor setback. Nick Foles is the only former Eagle that kept it a beans. I didn't hear what Nick said, but shout out to him. Even Donovan McNabb. He didn't really shit on Jalen. Y'all been listening to him on WRP. He does a segment every week. He be keeping it. He keep it a stat. Even Torrey Smith. He went at I forgot who he went at. Somebody. Torrey Smith. He was going at Shady and shit on the joint. He was like, nah, man. Like, Football is not that complicated. That's what I tell people. They make it seem like it's really not that complicated, bro. At the end of the day, they make it seem like it is, but shit, get open. I'm gonna pass you the ball. Block this dude. I'm gonna hand it off. You're gonna run. Man, it's like all this shit, the route con. It's just football at the end of the day, man. Right? And if your player's good, if he's great, he should get his ass open, especially against a one-on-one. That's just what it is. And if he don't, he don't. Carlos, the fact Jalen won with Kellen Moore on his first year as an OC while Dak and Herbert couldn't do it with the scheme let you know who's better. Come on, man. I'm taking Jalen Hurts over anybody, bro. I'm sorry. 64 people in the building. I'm taking Jalen Hurts over anybody. I'm taking him over anybody. You know? Nick pointed out the flaw in the play calling scheme in the last drive. I didn't see that. Oh, Nick Foles. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I got you. Facts, Nick kept it real. Pretty Mimi, what's up? At the last play call, particularly. Yeah, that. First of all, this common sense says whoever got, I'm going either Devontae or Smitty if they one-on-one. I mean, Devontae or AJ one-on-one. Probably AJ. And he was one-on-one. I'm not saying like that, you know, but I see why Jalen threw it. But I don't know. It's just one of those things. He shouldn't have been in a situation. Southside G's. Who do you like as a potential OC? I'm looking at either. I like Kingsbury, Gayball, McDaniels. Those three. Out of those three, I want mine. Any one of them. Kingsbury. I think he'll cook with us. AJ cost us a damn game for sure. KP cost us a season. It's hard to put it on. I mean, I have to put it on AJ because you wanted, and you said when the game's on the line, I want the football. As soon as you won the Super Bowl, you said that I get joy. I don't care about Super Bowls, but I get joy in the journey, dominating people. I'm so mad. I'm doing this because I want the ball when the game's on the line. Well, God damn it, your boy trusted you, and I still think that they cool, and I know they're in a good place, and I know they love each other, Jalen and AJ, and I know they had a talk after the game, and he probably said, "Man, I'm my bad, dog," and all that. And I knew all that happened, and Jalen was like, "Cool," and I was like, "Man, I thought I knew you catch that shit 10,000 times, bro. Shit happened." That's what I would have said. Like we just won the bowl, bro. Like, let's do it again. Let's get back at this shit. And that's what the conversation should have been like. Hopefully, you know. Pass was clean, bro. Pass was clean, Welly well. And the way. Oh, yo, did you see that pass from the angle? Looking at Jalen's face, Jalen just knew he was catching the ball. That's how much trust he had in him. He was just like, man, all right, I got you. And he dropped it. So, yeah, ultimately, I hear what you're saying, Carlos. You can't put it all on him. But just think about it if he catches that ball. I think we got a 70% chance of winning that game if he catches that ball, in my opinion. Maybe we don't. But, hey, it is what it is. What about Todd Monken? I wouldn't mind Todd Monken either. AJ will be here next year, but better how it make a point spread the next season. Let me slow down. AJ will be here next season, but better how we'll make it point to spread next season. AJ, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I hope that's going to be a lot of speculation and rumors, man. What the Eagles going to have to do, here's how you know. If they come out, and they might not do this and say, look, they don't plan on trading AJ Brown. And they might not, because they might want to see, like, might want the shit to get big. To see, maybe somebody offer them 2 first round. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Or something crazy. Todd Monken is Fangio on offense. He's a no-nonsense coordinator. They're going to get the right person. That's one thing we know. They will get the right person in here. They will. New wide receiver 3 will be a dog. Yeah, we need somebody that's gonna be for sure. We need, and I don't, that dude Cooper's okay, but he's like a number 4. We need somebody gonna come out here and stretch this field, man. We need somebody who's gonna win routinely in the slot. And I'm not saying Dotson wasn't that, right? And shout out to Dotson. I love him. We got a bull with you. Salute to you. But we gotta get somebody us a dog, man. For sure. But yeah, y'all hit the thumbs up on the video. Make sure you guys like the video. Nick Foles was talking about Jalen, giving Jalen autonomy with the plays. At this point, I think Jalen deserves it and earns it. Because it's like at this point, the chemistry that he got with them guys, and like when you playing with somebody so long, he could probably close his eyes and make some of them passes, and no Smitty and AJ gonna be open, man. Yeah, we need a guy who can take the top off the defense for sure. And I would like to bring Dallas Goedert back. I'll get into all that. I'll say about 5 guys all off this team are going to be gone. I don't know if Jalen Phillips comes back. I don't know if the Kobe Dean comes back. I just don't know. Those guys, people are going to want to pay those guys, and they got to think about that family first. AJ, Jalen, Saquon need to be a part of the hiring of the next OC. I said the same thing to mine. I said that they need to come down and sit down in the room like, yo, who y'all want? Like, what, for real. And I think the conversation with AJ and all that needs to be put out there right now. Like, because if I'm the Eagles, I'm not letting AJ get up out of here till he's done. Like when he's 31 years old, all right, peace. Right? And I'm letting him, and it's going to be a successor. Like, so I just don't think you let a player of that magnitude go out of your locker room, to go out off your team. I think you try to make it work. Now, if he insists on, man, you know what, I think it's going to be better, then that's something different. But if it's any way you can make it work, Marcus Messiah, Eagles will have to eat a $20 million cap space if AJ is traded. So before he even traded, how we have to adjust his contract. Yeah. Maybe the next team might pick it up. I don't know. People keep saying it's New England. If I'm Howie Roseman, I'm not sending him to no contender. Maybe he will because he usually does shit like that. I'm sending him to the Raiders or something like that, or the Browns. That's just what I'm doing. But hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all. We got 42 minutes. I didn't expect to go that long. The mind puts, not to mention he had 13 different OCs since college. Yeah, I see you, Battle Pulse Media. Shout out to you. Demond puts, I'm telling y'all, AJ will be back next year, depending on who they hire. Maybe this whole thing was about AJ being pissed off about the coordinator and wanting some changes, and maybe he will. Maybe next year it's a curtain call for him. I won't put that past the Eagles, because ultimately he didn't like the way he was being used. He already said it had nothing to do with Jalen, even though people want to say that. They wanted to try to create a rift so bad between them two. They wanted to so bad, didn't they? A lot of AJ's frustration was indirectly towards Patullo, absolutely. Because a lot of offenses, you can throw to anybody, but a lot of these quarterbacks is like a 1 or 2 read, maybe 3. And some people are schemed open. Like, so because you'll see it, like sometimes Jalen will drop back and he'll look right over at AJ. If he's not open, he'll go somewhere else. But if he's open, he'll throw it. His problem was that Patullo wasn't calling enough for those plays to AJ. And we will see it because all you gotta do is look at the targets. It had nothing to do with Jalen. If the play is designed to go to Devontae or Dallas, and that's 1 and 2, and AJ, because some plays you'll see AJ it'd be like a decoy. Sometimes players are decoys. If you run offense, you know how that works. I'm just trying to clear out for this, or I'm trying to go here to make him go here. So yes, his frustration was at Patullo because he had 2 1,500-yard years with Jalen. He had all pros with Jalen, but people want to write that narrative though, because the reason people really want him gone, because they team can't stop this shit. That's why they want us to go back down, because they know when they line up, he's cooking Marshawn Pampamore. They cooking fucking he already off the Cowboys anyway. They cooking all them other cats. What's his name? Paulson Adebo. Who are these other guys? The Commanders. I don't know who bums are over there. The bums they got over there. We cooking them cats, you know. So they want us to be down to nothing because they know they keep taking L's to us. They keep taking L's to us. They might get a lucky win here or there, but when it matters, we kicking the Commanders' ass. When it matters, we kicking the Cowboys' ass. When it matters, we kicking the Giants' ass. We own this division. We've been owning it for the last 10, 15 years. So that's why they want him gone for real. So they of course they're gonna get into all the mess and this boy, man, get the fuck out of here. We straight. Y'all mad because I can't beat us. I said I never seen so many Giants, Commanders fans. I ain't seen them say shit all year long. As soon as the Eagles, welcome to this. Eat a dick. Eat a dick. I ain't here for you all year long. It took you 11 months to say something, clown. 11 months. It took you were holding this shit for 11 months. We've been dominating. We won the Super Bowl. We had parties. We've been winning. It took you 11 months. Sit your bum ass down. Bum. They the corniest people in the world. Welcome to your team ain't do it. If you're the 49ers, all right, cool, you got us. But damn sure, when your ass lose next week, I'm just gonna sit back and be watching like, told you so. Because Seattle ain't gonna let you get away with the bullshit like we did. That's something I'm gonna sit back and just watch with my feet up and say, That's all. But the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Giants, shut your ass up. I want to keep Jalen Phillips. Me too. But the price got to be right. With that being said, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I could be here with y'all all night. Again, thumb up the video. Hit the like button on the video real quick. I'm going to be with y'all every day, man. Fridays and Mondays, we do our live podcast together. You know. And, yeah. You can check us out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Commanders fan. And, oh, yeah, 49ers, get ready, baby. Get ready for Cancun, baby. The buck stops here. Seattle's not going to let y'all get away with the shit we let y'all get away with. You know? They're not. They're not. So, that's just what it is. And they know y'all already. It's crazy. But, all right, y'all have a good night. Fly, Eagles, fly, man. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's off season. We ready. I'm ready for the next season already. 6 months, 7 months, we back at it, y'all. Lock in with the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Black Ball Sport Podcast for daily updates and all that good stuff. Peace.